Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Marcus Made in America. So we've got a great episode planned for you. And remember, this may contain some sensitive content and some choice language. So we're going to rate this NR17. So if you are soft, or if you feel like you may be considered a snowflake in some instances, or if anybody's ever called you that, you may not want to tune into this show. And I just issue that warning because I just don't like people coming up to me later and being like, oh, well, you said this or you said that. No. I warned you ahead of time. Do not proceed. Proceed at your own risk. And if you do continue watching this, then you're not able to talk bad about it, because if you do, you're a poopy pants. I feel like that's fair.
Yep. Nailed it.
Excellent. We need that toilet flush.
Yeah.
So, man, oh man, America, has everything been going on this week? Is our camera a little off to the left? Is that what we got going on today?
Well, maybe you're just off to the
Maybe
right.
I'm off to the left. Let's see. Let's get back in center frame here.
Oh, there you go. See?
All right.
You know, everyone blames the camera, but maybe it's just you.
Well, I mean, the chair is rolly feet, so I mean,
yeah.
Hey. So, let's start with what's going on in America. Boy, howdy. Hasn't everything been great? Thanksgiving is coming up. Everybody's happy and they're thankful and they're grateful for everything that's going on, except, well, most Americans. Why? Inflation is crazy. Everything's going on. And who knows what the hell tomorrow will bring, right? I mean, let's be honest. With inflation, we've seen prices skyrocket. They're telling us inflation is at like 4%. But anybody that buys things with money, either physical or digital, knows that that's not true. You're lucky if you can find one thing that's gone up just 4%. Rent's up 15% year over year. Year over year, rent is up 15%. Vastly outpacing wages. What else do we have going on? Oh my goodness, you guys, like gas. Price of gas is phenomenally through the roof, but it's not just gas now, is it? Okay. It's also other types of fuel: methane, butane, regular oil, propane, and propane accessories. But for real, America is under siege. And America is under siege by the villain known as inflation. Inflation was brought into our lives by the current administration. It's not as though we didn't see signs of it coming last year with the shutdown of New York and the shutdown of California, because those were just bad political moves that were meant to, well, secure the power for, well, those in power. Governor Cuomo, Governor Newsom, a recent report has been let out about his misconduct as far as the handling of the nursing home deaths, which apparently are now up to 15,000. 15,000, you guys. America, 15,000 nursing home deaths, because they did not classify some people who were moved out of the nursing homes to other facilities that then died. That's unfortunate, because do you know why they died? Because Cuomo put them in the nursing homes to begin with, knowing that nursing homes and like, so this isn't me picking on Cuomo. Okay, whatever your reservation is for the man, this is poor policy, right? Because it's really whoever wanted to institute the policy of putting sick old people around a whole bunch of sick old people, easily susceptible to a virus that kills sick old people, needs their hindquarters spanked. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Okay. Now, I don't know how you feel, or if one of your loved ones has been affected by this if you live in New York State, but it's a travesty, because not only that, but the lockdown policies themselves hurt our whole economy. Just battered New York State and California too. just left, right, and every which way. If you're a small business owner, you've been impacted dearly. Some businesses have been able to survive and thrive, but the fact of the matter is a lot of them have not. A lot of them have not, and I don't even mean a little, right? So then we're still experiencing the after effects from that right now. And this goes back to the inflation situation. Think about this. With gas continuing to rise and the well, even before we talk about gas, right? Let's talk about oil. Do you guys remember last year when President Trump was in office and oil was worth negative money? That was a thing. It really was. Oil was worth less than $0. Now, oil is up. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what a barrel of oil is anymore right now. What's a barrel of oil? Let's ask Google. What is the cost of a barrel of oil? Says, oh, wow. Okay. Keeps going up. Oh man. So we're almost at depending on where you get it, 80 something dollars a gallon. This is kind of crazy. I mean, 80 something dollars a barrel. 84? Wow. It keeps rising, but it was at like $0. Oil was worth like basically nothing. Why was that? I don't know. A lot of factors, right? Got treasury issues, other things like that going on. Yeah, it's about 75 to 80 dollars a barrel right there. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. So, we've got issues with that right now and it's affecting our prices at the pump. So, the pump also requires people that have trucks to load up the trucks and other people like Amazon or your neighborhood florist who delivers flowers or whoever else to actually fill up their tanks. And when they fill up their tanks, well, then they drive to you or wherever the products are going. And when they go there, they drop off the products. So the end user is going to end up paying those prices. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I follow a lot of farming stuff. So, farming and making sure that we have secure food to me is one of the most important things. So, I was watching this guy, what's his name? Shy Farmer Kid or Shy Farmer Kid. I follow him. He's an interesting guy. He has a family vegetable farm. They do a lot of different things. He's got a couple of other stuff and one of his main things is onions. But he was saying that if you have the ability right now to go stock up on preserved items or canned goods that are long lasting or anything that can be put in a freezer, you need to do it and you need to stock up now. But not to be an alarmist here, but you need to do it. Why? Because he was explaining that they're still working on contracts that were already out there and fulfilling them. So now all of those contracts are pretty much full. So they get to go back and renegotiate. And part of the renegotiation he's explaining is that their cost to grow and produce food has gone up 40%. He said at least 37, but 40%. So that's going to impact us in the next 6 months as the food costs go up and the reserves that have already been pre-allocated go away. He said that he's expecting the costs to go up about 60%, 40 to 60% on food. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. Now, I'm not an alarmist, but I'm not a fan of inflation, and I talk about inflation all the time. Not so much on this podcast, but if you see me in person for the last 10 years, that's what I talk about all the time. That and the water. Okay, those are two very important things to me. We got some comments here. What we got? I'm stocking up now on meat. I bought a fourth of a cow, and now I'm getting a half a cow just to stock up even more. That's the right plan. That's the right plan right there, my man, Jose. That's how you do it because you need to get ready and people need to know and they need to understand what's going on. I like to give a little insight onto some things because people don't know, right? And we look at things like minimum wage going up and we say, oh, it's a good thing. Well, I don't say it's a good thing, but people say, oh, it's because I'm a small business owner that works in, and one of my primary businesses is retail. So I can tell you that that's not a good thing. But it goes back to this. When you raise the minimum wage, the same thing like when gas prices go up, that cost gets passed on to the end user. Okay. Now we've seen the value of our dollar decrease because, well, you go to buy meat, you go to buy bread, you go to buy milk, things just don't cost the same. All of the costs are rising, and they're rising at such a fast pace that you can barely keep up with it. I read somewhere the other day, they said that the average household is now spending almost $250 more a month on normal goods. I don't know that that jives with me. I think we're probably closer to somewhere at about 330 as far as extra costs is incurred a month for normal everyday families. And it's starting to get outrageous. Okay? It really, really is. Today I was at a what do you call it? A press conference with one of our congressmen, Lee Zeldin, and he was talking about how he wanted the state to get rid of the gas prices, the gas taxes, which are 46 cents on each gallon of gas in New York State through the end of the year. I mean, through the holiday that we've got over the holiday weekend for Thanksgiving. In my head, I'm like, you know what? We really need to be getting rid of the gas tax completely right now because we're flush with money. I think it's $7.4 billion we're in the black. So we're positive $7.4 billion in the state intake. So that's really, really a big deal. So why couldn't you just stop the gas tax for a while? I mean, well, hey, they could, but that just might make sense and might help you as a citizen of the New York State and maybe even the rest of the country, honestly, because we were just talking about food transport and costs, and we're one of the biggest shipping states in the nation. So a lot of commerce comes through here, might help you everywhere you are. Now, oh, let's see, we got a couple comments. What we got? Go up one. What we got? Yep. Okay. Yeah. People are talking about stacking up in the comments because you got to. So, if we were to get rid of the gas tax, how would that benefit you? Well, it's 46 cents per gallon. Okay. So, you're adding another extra, basically $5 to every time you go to put some gas in your tank. Austin, how big is your gas tank?
9 gallons.
9 gallons. So, yeah, about $5, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, because not everybody's tank is 5 gallons. You know, a lot of people have 15-gallon tanks and don't have a big truck, right? Oh boy. So we have to think about things like that. And it gives us options of ways to help people save. I'm not a big fan of taxes anyway. If it was up to me, the only taxes that we'd really be paying are for the military and maybe a couple of little incidental things. Okay. I do like my water to run and I do like my toilet to flush. So that would probably have to be taken care of as well. But still, yet, it's very, very important that if you are in government, you're looking out for the best interest of the taxpayers and you're making the taxes as reasonable as possible. And doing away with the gas tax, at least over the holiday weekend, would be nice. But there's also a bill right now in what is it called? Oh my goodness, I forget what it's called. Sorry, you guys, but it's like the Environmental Climate Happy Joy Act or something. Who knows? Something environmental sounding good and friendly. Environmental Climate something act. Okay, it's really a farce. Okay, aside from it just being extremely bad green policy, it's bad for everybody. Oh, let me give you a little background there. Me, myself, I'm an environmental conservationist. Okay. Yes, I am a conservative and I am an environmental conservationist, which is why I get very upset at a lot of these green things and these green programs that they talk about when they don't talk about the impact on the environment and on nature. Like that really whoo, like that makes me not a happy camper. And I'm saying that in a nice way. Okay. So this bill also adds another 55 cents of taxes to the fuel tax. So a whole nother dollar per gallon, basically, now you'll be paying. A whole dollar per gallon of taxes for your gas that you'll be paying. Well, let's go back to just regular inflation, right? If this is supposed to help the environment so much, what happens if it starts costing you more at the pump? Do you start traveling less? Oh, wait. The current administration also has in the Build Back Better plan that they want to tax you per mile that you drive. What else do they want to tax you on? Per head of cattle that you have. More, in most cases, than the actual cattle are worth. And I know that some of you guys out there follow that real closely. So if you want to throw some of those numbers in the comments on the cost per cow or per hog, it'd be awesome for other people to know. So we also have, and like, I'm not able to talk about this stuff enough when it comes to inflation and how everything affects everything else. Like now I'm talking about gas and food and fueling and the cost as far as your business goes. But listen, do you eat, right? Do you work and do you eat? Do you pay for your own food? So if it costs you $15 for a McDonald's Big Mac meal and you're making $15 an hour, can you really afford that? I mean, is that really feasible and affordable? Maybe you stop eating out and maybe you do more cooking at home. But oh, wait, natural gas prices are going up. In my city, RG&E, which is owned by, I don't even know anymore. Some Spanish company, I think. Yeah, from Spain, not like a Hispanic company. But so they're raising natural gas prices 33%. Okay. Excuse me. 33%. So I think the national average that they're looking at it going up is about 35 to 40%. But butane, okay, petroleum, and everything else is going up as well. And that's not good. It's not good for any of us. It's definitely not good for people who live in urban centers, who have older houses, who have natural gas heat, who have a furnace, who cook on a stove that's a gas stove. I mean, it's interesting because RG&E did a thing where they started last year. The gas meters used to be on the inside. So now they want them on the outside so they can just shut them off at any given time, because before, when they were on the inside, it made it more difficult, because they know with these continued rising costs that down the line, they're going to have to start shutting people off because they're not going to be able to pay, or they're not going to want to pay. And this is extremely problematic, and people need to be paying attention to it. But I mean, hey, what does cooking your own food and having the ability to heat your house matter, right? I mean, those things aren't important to you when you make your budgetary plan every month. I mean, that's if you make a budget, right? Because most schools don't teach you how to make a budget. And that's kind of sad. I mean, kind of sad is not even the way to cover it, but don't get me started talking about schools, because we're not there yet. So let's talk about the oil. And Biden is releasing $50 million of barrels, 50 million barrels of oil from the Strategic Oil Reserve. We have about, 605 million barrels in our Strategic Oil Reserve. Okay. Now let me explain something to you. The way that we use oil in our nation, for each barrel of oil, you get about 20 gallons of gas. Okay. Now, I need to be very clear on this. 50 million barrels of oil, the way that we use it in the United States of America, is only 6.25 days worth of oil. Now, y'all got to make that make sense to me. Tell me exactly how that's going to help, right? Tell me, explain that, make that make sense to me. How is that going to help? 6.25 days worth of worth of oil, because it still has to be refined. So we're just talking oil. Worth of oil? 6.25. Austin, did you realize that 50 million barrels is only 6.25 days worth of oil for our nation?
No, that's crazy.
Right? But it's supposed to help alleviate price costs.
For 6.5 days.
Wait. That would only be if they were to sell those barrels at a reduced price. Now, what makes you think that the federal government is going to miss some money? Y'all, come on, make it make sense to me, you guys. Talk to me out there. Does it make sense to you? 6.25 days. That's how much oil he's releasing. That is no oil. Turn back on the daggone it pipeline, dude. Come on now. Again, environmental conservationist here. Not a big fan of pipelines, but we need the oil. Also, do you guys know that most of that oil was coming from the tar sands in Canada? Do you know who owned most of the land that and the rights to that oil? It was the First Nations people. The First Nations people in American colloquialism would be called Native Americans. So who did Biden fuck over? The Native Americans in Canada. Why is Canada mad? Because he's fucking Canada and the Canadian Native Americans. Problematic. Problematic. Okay. Why would he screw over Native Americans? Because he's also screwing over the regular Americans too. And I'm Native American and regular American, so we're just getting it both ways. Let's go hit up some of these comments. What we've got up here. Scroll up a little bit. Scroll down. What we got? Government never misses a dime. Exactly, Brittany. They will lock your bank account and increase your taxes. Oh, I didn't even get there. We're going there though. What's the last one? With natural gas prices up 30%, I'm looking into a wood fireplace for my home a month ago. RG&E will cut you off quick. That is 100% fact. That's why whenever I look for a dwelling, I want to make sure that I have a wood fireplace. Okay. Wood fireplace, or at least a pellet stove, and the prices of pellets are going up. Do you ever buy any pellets, Austin?
No, I don't buy pellets.
Austin's like, I have no clue what you're talking about. But I know that a lot of you guys out there do know what I'm talking about, okay? Wood pellets, because a lot of people do have pellet stoves up here in upstate New York, especially if you're in North Country, okay? Or in the Finger Lakes region, a little bit downstate from where we are, because technically we're in the Finger Lakes region. But I mean, honestly, back to the oil releasing and them not missing any money. I mean, it's just crazy, right? They're trying to sell it to you that this is going to save you money. How? 6.25 days. And realistically, I did some other math on it, and I actually calculated, and I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I calculated out the amount of gas that we use on a daily basis. And out of that versus each barrel, because remember, each barrel of oil, we only get about 16 to 20 gallons out of the oil. It's really only about 4.5 days worth of supply. So yeah, but yeah, back to Biden and his daggone it pipelines. Now they put some more sanctions on Nord Stream 2 in Europe. We're getting over to Europe soon. I'm getting there, you guys. So, which we're not going to talk about right now, or we're not going to talk about the fact that Russia's sending us oil. Did you hear about that, Austin? Russia's sending us oil, you guys. Russia's sending us oil. You guys, I have you ever heard anything more asinine? They want us to stop drilling. They want us to stop mining in our own land. They want us to now people in Congress are lobbying against oh my goodness, what's the bill? I forget the name of the bill, but the bill basically increases the money that's a couple $1 billion, I think like $14 billion for us to make our own semiconductors in America. Okay. Which is awesome because we need those here. Okay. Not just for our security purposes, because I don't want China touching our stuff and putting back doors in there and all types of other loopholes. Okay. But also because I work in an industry where we sell these. This is like all the IC chips in there. You know, I mean, we need those things. So it's important that we really pay attention. We've got so much stuff going on. It's hard to cover everything in a 1-hour segment. It really, really is. But I'm going to try to hit the highlights of quite a few things. So moving forward, Elon Musk made a comment one time. He said, it's easier to land on Mars and colonize Mars than it is to fix the school system. Never lied. Never lied. because between the comprehensive sexual education that they're trying to teach kids in elementary school about anal sex, asking them when was the last time that they gave oral sex? When was the last, bro? Like, I was with a lawyer today, by trade, and he was reading me some of the stuff, the questions that they asked at, I think he said it was his granddaughter's school. Okay, forgive me if I'm wrong about that, but it's ridiculous. And he was telling me she's like 13 or whatever the case is, but that's ridiculous. When is the last time that you gave oral sex? When? When? You just assuming that children are giving oral sex? And this is going down into the preschool schools too, you guys. Like, some of the books that are in there that they're trying to teach to the kids in New York State are really pornographic. And it's not just in New York State. Anywhere that you see people protesting against CRT, you're probably going to find CSE as well. It's horrid. It's horrid. Some groups that I know have already sent some of the different books that they're trying to teach to the sheriff and want them set up as pornographic material, because that's what they are basically. Now, me, I'm a little lax as far as it goes when it comes to sex education, because, hey, I mean, let's be honest. Most people start watching pornography when they're about 7. Okay, it's just what it is. I'm not going to sit here and play pretend like everything isn't sexualized in the world that we live in now. It is. It really, really is. But you know what's not there? What a wholesome sexual relationship is. Where is the importance of family? What are the importance of staying in and creating a nuclear 2-parent household? Okay, this is absent. But they can teach your kindergartner about anal sex. I'm just saying, like, that's what's her name? Gazelle Maxwell? What's her name? Gazelle, that's not her name.
Who?
Maxwell, the Epstein woman.
Oh,
What's
the
her
one,
name?
the whose trial is about to start?
Her trial is about to start, but
Yeah,
everybody was so infatuated with Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah, it's like, it is like Giselle or something.
Yeah, it's a weird spelling too.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's like child grooming. I mean, at least in their cases, they're talking about they were dealing with 17-year-olds, but they're talking about doing this for kindergartners, you guys. Like, it's like lowering the bar and the standards of what you consider as normality. So if you can make it normal, then it's more likely that you'll be accustomed to it. Like wearing a diaper on your face all day. If you're wearing a diaper on your face and everybody else is wearing a diaper on their face, then it's okay. It must be okay. And if they tell you that wearing a diaper on your face is patriotic, it must be. No, I'm not talking about masks. I'm actually talking about physical diapers. Because comprehensive sexual education is good for kindergartners. You guys are not going to sell me that. You're not going to sell me put a diaper on my face. Okay? But you guys should always use your turning signals. Please do that. It really bothers me when you don't. What do we got here? We got a couple comments. Scroll up a little bit. Okay. We got, so you can't dig for natural resources in your own backyard, but it's okay for other countries to do it and sell it to us. Yeah, we are all on the same planet. It's insane. So for me, I look at things like this. If that's what's going on in the schools and the parents' eyes are all off of what's going on really there. I live in Rochester, New York. We have one of the worst performing school districts in the nation. Even though we're in the top 3 of financing for the school districts every year, we get $1 billion a year. $996 million. That's $1 billion. And then they get all types of extra money. Now they got all types of COVID money. So they're over $1 billion. They're like $1.5 billion right now. Okay, I'm over exaggerating. They're like $1.25 billion. But still, it's really ridiculous, you guys. Oh, I forgot the school modernization money. But anyway, so even more. But right now, everybody's being divided in our nation, right? We're supposed to be the United States of America. We're supposed to be able to unite around the things that we have in common. You know, we, the people, okay, of the United States of America. We have our differences. We have different races, genders, creeds, okay, beliefs, and things like that. So we're not always going to agree on the same things, but the costs of goods going up, we all agree that that's not good, okay, especially when our paychecks aren't going up like that. Well, I mean, hey, maybe yours is. Maybe you've got a great windfall because you invested early in Bitcoin. I don't know. I'm not judging. But for the majority of the common people, we, the people in the United States, it's not good. Okay. Mostly the elites are the ones who are benefiting. You know, it's really disappointing to see that our politicians are completely just disregarding what's in our own best interests. So, to that note, I'm going to step away from the United States for a second and we're going to come back because I'm very concerned, you guys. If you watched my last episode, I explained to you extremely, very, very in depth and very ferociously why I am extremely concerned. And that's me putting it mildly because I'm here to give you guys hope and to tell you to keep the faith and to stand up and to be strong. Okay. Because we can do this if we all stand together in unity and start taking action. Okay. We have to stand up before it's too late. So we're going to hop over to Europe real quick. So let's talk about England. And I'm going to try to keep this part light because you can only say so much on the internet or they'll blacklist you. Oh, we're going to Australia. We're going there. I'm getting there, Brittany. I love Australia. When I was little, after reading the book No Good, Terrible, Horrible Day, or No Good, Terrible, Very Bad Day, is that how it goes, Austin?
No good, horrible, terrible, horrible, terrible, no good, very bad day. That's it.
That was my jam with the little redheaded kid, okay? He was like, everything's so bad, I think I'm gonna move to Australia.
Yeah.
That was my jam. Okay. So we will get to Australia, but we're gonna start in Britain. Okay, we're gonna start in Britain. Okay, and I'm gonna do my best to keep this as good as possible so they don't cancel us. Okay, because I've already been shadow banned on Twitter and they're giving me a hard time. So I'm gonna do my best. Okay. So and this is what the crazy part is, right? So in England, they were doing the studies last year. So this is last year I'm talking about. And they were doing studies with this company named Ventivia. Okay. This lady named Brooke Jackson was the regional director there, and they were doing the studies for the different vaccines and stuff. And I'm gonna read this from her. Okay. So this was published in The Wire. Okay. So you can go look it up in the issue for The Wire. Okay. It says she worked for a research company and she told the British Medical Journal that they falsified data, unblinded patients, employed inadequately trained vaccinators, and was slow to follow up on adverse events. Okay, let's go back 2 seconds. This is coming from Brooke Jackson, who was a regional director of Ventivia, who was doing the research on the vaccine studies. So she said they falsified data, unblinded patients. If you're not familiar with what blind patients is in a blind study, people don't know if they actually have the real thing or if they have a fake thing, whether known as a placebo. So it's to try to see if it actually works or not. Actually, real life thing, most of the prescription drugs that you get are barely more effective than the placebos. That's something that you might want to look into. The research is crazy. And then the statistics, if I'll do an episode in talking about statistics as far as that stuff goes another time. Despite Jackson's repeatedly notifying Ventivia of the problems, the company reportedly took no corrective action. This prompted Jackson to send a complaint by email to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the country's top regulatory body. And this was in September 2020. Okay. But in less than 24 hours, Ventivia fired her. Bum, bum, bum. In a further surprise, the FDA did not follow up on Jackson's complaint either. You guys, make it make sense if they really, really cared about us and our health. It doesn't make any sense. It's kind of clear that they don't really care at all, right? So I'm just not even going to delve into that as much as I want to, but we will probably come back to it if there's enough time.
Well, can I just say, I think the FDA is getting lazy, because I heard a radio spot for a drug today, or a medication. It was an eczema medication, and there was a specific quote. I just looked it up to make sure I worded it right. The specific way Eucrisa works is not well defined. They said that in the spot. And it's on their website. The specific way Eucrisa works is not well defined. So the fuck does that mean?
It means that you don't know how the thing works, that you're saying it works. Yeah. Does the thing work? I want to know the ratio on the placebo.
Like they just tried to slip that into the middle of the commercial. I was like, whoa, what did you just say?
I had to go look this up. Look this up real quick. My favorite drugs are the depression drugs, because the depression drugs will cause higher likelihood of suicide, feelings of self-harm, and depression.
Right. Well, the specific way they work, it's not well defined.
Right. And now you might need to, and they might cause what was a good one I was saying? I saw the other way. They said, one of the things I was watching, it was like they said that it may cause involuntary bowel movements. Involuntary bowel movements?
Hey, but it'll clear up your skin or whatever it's supposed to do.
Nope. Moving. That's a note. That's for another episode, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So, I've been asked to talk about Australia. I promise you, Brittany, we are getting there. Okay. But first, we're going to jump to Germany. Okay. Heinz fine, build an empire. Woo! Germany. At least when the Nazis were in Germany, you knew what they were about. Okay. Now they're just full of shit. Excuse my language. Okay. You know what? They're full of malarkey. Okay.
Oh, thank you. That's better.
Yes. I was going to say hamburgers and probably bratwurst, but they might feel some type of way about that.
Yeah.
So, which is a whole nother episode about why hamburgers are one of our national foods and not one of theirs.
Because we made it better. We added cheese.
Okay, so you get me off topic. Anyway, back to Germany, right? So if you guys don't know, Germany is seeing a spike in cases. Okay, so let me rewind a little bit for a second. Okay, what the hell, you guys? Who cares about spikes in cases, right? Because we're talking about deaths. What happened to the deaths? I haven't seen them publish a death. Not one death. Did we just stop talking about deaths? Oh, wait, let me tell you this why. Because we are at the lowest number of deaths since forever of the whole period of the pandemic. We are at the lowest number of deaths, not just in the United States, in the whole world. Okay. But they won't talk about that because they've shifted, again, moving the goalposts to the number of infections. Well, how many serious infections are there? Okay. The average hospital stay, I believe, is something like 5 to 7 days now. And declining, because it was 10 last month. I mean, the month before last. Okay. So we're not going to talk about it. Anyway, so Germany. So you want to hear something funny from Germany?
Lay it on me.
So Germany says, this is from the health minister, Hans Steifen. Stephen, or however you say his name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. Nailed it.
By the end of the winter, everyone in Germany will either be vaccinated, recovered, or dead.
Whoa.
Hell, y'all.
Yo,
Come on.
Germany needs to cool down a minute.
Come on. Come on. I feel like that's kind of the way that all of life works. Like, but really, right, Austin?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that just kind of how life works? Like, you're either alive or you're dead.
Those are your options.
Those like what the fuck? So he said, and I'm gonna read that again because I need you to hear it again. But just hear how crazy it sounds. Like when you say it in that manner, in that procedural type of a way, in that type of a position as a health minister, okay? That's insane to say something like that. He says, by the end of this winter, everyone in Germany will either be vaccinated, recovered, or dead. Mr. Health Minister, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to increase a crazy wave of fear? Okay. I mean, it's just crazy. So now we'll hop over to Australia because we're going to come back over Germany's way in a couple minutes. So Australia, you guys, if you follow my show at all, I've talked about Australia frequently on here because what's going down in Australia is absolutely insane. So about over the last couple of months, they've had massive protests because they've had the lockdowns. Okay, the crazy lockdowns where you can't come out your house, you can't go more than 3 kilometers from your house, you can only visit one person can only leave from your house, only one person can be the designated leaver from your house. What kind of BS garbage is that? Then if you do leave the house, you can only visit one person and they have to be registered with the police. If you go outside, they will fine you and they will lock you up. Locking people up. Okay. So the protesters, they were spraying with water cannons, they were locking up, they were beating them in the streets. And we're talking not a couple of thousands, we're talking hundreds of thousands of people are protesting, okay, in Australia. But they've been clamped down on as if they were some evil force when all they do is want their liberties and freedoms preserved, which they thought that they had, but they were fooled. And honestly, over here we have been as well. Oh, so now talking about Australia, like you thought that was bad, right? Austin.
Yeah.
But wait, there's more.
What?
So now they are taking people's kids from their houses and putting them in camps, separating parents from children. Weren't we mad over here about illegal immigrants getting separated from kids at the border that weren't even their own? Now in Australia, they're snatching people's kids out their house. Out their house. Okay? They are snatching people's kids out of their house. They are carting away friends and family members and putting them in camps for indefinite, indeterminate times. And they don't have to let people know where you are or where you're located at all. You guys, you got to wake up in America, because if you think that it won't come here, it is on its way here. We've always been only a little bit away from a couple of months from being what's going on over in Europe and other places. We have to wake up. We have to pay attention. We have to get off our ass, and we have to take to the streets, and we have to stand up, and we need to start protesting and rallying now. Okay? Peacefully. And I mean it, God damn it. Okay? Peacefully. Okay? Because they want any type of a reason to try to lock us up or to say that something's wrong with us when all we want to do is protect our liberties and our freedoms. Get together. Join with your friends. Join with like-minded individuals. Get each one of them to get 10 more people. Join together. Start taking to the streets. Start rallying so people can see that we need to stand up because our freedoms are almost up. The clock is running out. This is the end of our time for our time. Okay? It's not the end of times. It's just the end of our time as a free people. We have to stand up. Okay? So, speaking to that note, locking people away from their families, snatching children from their parents, not allowing you to go outside, because they've got it right now where you cannot go outside. Listen to me now. You cannot go outside at all. And they're starting to put tape on people's houses. So if you go outside, they'll know. You guys, it's insanity. So, just for other shits and giggles, let's go back to Europe. So, Hitler is from Austria, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, you would think that the Austrians would know a little bit about seeing the Nazis coming, right? So, about a week ago, okay, they started to implement lockdowns only for the unvaccinated individuals. You guys, you got to wake up. It's not just there. Germany tried to pull that shit too. Okay. As Austria goes, Germany goes. Okay. Pay attention. So, with that, people are protesting all over the place in Austria right now. For the last, I think we're almost on day 5 of protests and riots and stuff. But the military and the police on bikes are all coming down there and kicking people in the throat. Okay. It's really rough. Belgium is protesting. The Netherlands is protesting. Okay. It's really serious right now. So we talk about Austria. And now here's the kicker, you guys. So with Austria, they have the health minister, the prime minister, excuse me, has said that as of February, it's mandated that for the whole country of Austria, they have put in place a mandate for everyone to be vaccinated by February or you will be jailed. Okay. So at first they were like for 4 days. Now they're talking up to 4 years. If that doesn't make you shit in your britches, I don't know what will. Okay. This needs to be motivating people. People need to be taking to the streets en masse. All I can do is encourage you guys to stand up, speak up, and not to shut up and to take goddamn it action. Okay. Nothing will come of anything if we don't stand up now. All right. We have to stand up. Nobody else is coming to save us, you guys. Okay, what's going on over there will come over here. It's probably only a month or so away. And I'm about to bring it back full circle because we're not done yet, right? Not only is Austria trying to do that, so is Belgium. So is Belgium. What do you know about Belgium? All I know about Belgium is chocolate.
They also got waffles.
Oh, waffle. Ooh, their waffles. I love their waffles.
Yeah.
You guys make great waffles. Okay. So, but they're going to do it there too. Mandatory vaccinations. But Sweden's up there chilling. Sweden's like, we haven't done any lockdowns. We haven't done any mandates. We haven't done any of that. Everything's copacetic here. I don't get it, you guys. People need to stand up, okay, for their liberties and their freedoms before we get like Australia or before we end up like Austria, okay? So England's talking about possibly doing something like that too, but they're like, no, we're not going to do that yet. We're going to first start off by expanding boosters. You guys, you know that that's the first step. Now, let me be straightforward with you guys. This is America, the land of the free, okay? But I don't know if it's the home of the brave anymore. I don't see enough of you guys standing up, okay? I just honestly don't. I know many of the people that listen to my podcast or that follow me are very caring individuals, and many of you guys are standing up. But we need to start doing it en masse. We need to start mobilizing, okay? Peacefully, okay? Y'all not gonna catch me like Donald Trump, okay? All I talk about is peace and unity, so I'm not with that bullshit, okay? And yes, I am a warrior king, so don't get it twisted, though, okay? So I need you guys to understand that we need to be out here being peaceful and we need to be standing up now. We need to be vocal, we need to be seen, and we need to be loud, okay? We have to get out here, but we have to do it in the right manners. Stay on the sidewalk, stay in public spaces. Do not go into areas in which it's somebody else's property. Do not block traffic. Okay. Don't well, and again, these are the first steps because we need to start getting out there. But soon we may need to start blocking traffic and stuff like that. We need to get our voices heard. We need to get this out there because once it's gone, it's not coming back. They're not giving back our freedoms, you guys. I live in Monroe County in New York State. We're not very far from Erie County. Okay. Erie County just reissued a mask mandate. Okay. And their mask mandate reads like an insane asylum, an insane asylum's incarcerated person wrote it. Okay. It basically says, hold on, there's a bug. It basically says that as far as being vaccinated, you can still catch it, spread it, and you can die from it. So everybody should wear a mask. So if you have a business, everybody should wear a mask all the time in your business, unless you've got a 100% vaccination requirement for your business. But you just said that everyone should wear a mask before that, and that vaccinated people are spreading it. You're not able to make that make sense to me. So it's just absolutely insane, right? It's insane. So Monroe County isn't too far from Erie County. Aren't we butt up right to Erie County, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the one side.
Yeah. So we're right next to Erie County. Okay. And in our county, Monroe County, we have Adam Bello and is our county executive. And Michael Mendoza is our director of health, public health, or what is his actual title? I think he's a director of public health.
That sounds right.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a health minister, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so it's concerning. Oh, yes. Oh, and the bars. Yeah. So at the bars, if you're masked and then you sit down and eat, then you can take the mask off. It just makes no sense. But so businesses have to enforce these things. Otherwise, the businesses can be shut down. Okay. And if somebody isn't wearing a mask in your place, you can have them removed. As a matter of fact, you are encouraged to have them removed. You guys wake up. Vaccinated people need to wear masks. Isn't this the reason why they told you that you should get vaccinated to begin with? Because life was going to go back to normal. If you get vaccinated, then they told you needed another shot. Now they're telling you need another shot. How many shots is enough? How many is too much? I'm just saying, even if you're very, very for it, which I am definitely pro freedom and pro choice, okay? But here's the thing. When it comes to stuff like this, you have to see the ramifications and the impacts and ask who stands to benefit, okay? Because there is an aspect of classism in this. The wealthy and the affluent tend to skirt these policies. The political elite skirt these policies all the time. They don't care. We saw Newsom get together with hundreds of people, Governor Newsom from California, get together with hundreds of people, but he didn't want you to join up in groups of 5. He wouldn't let you go to your hairdresser. Same thing with Governor Cuomo, who just so happened to relieve the what do you call them? The group numbers requirement the day before his daughter's wedding, the week before his daughter's wedding. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
So I mean, or Obama's event that he had for his birthday. So you guys, we really have to be paying attention. We really have to be paying attention. We have to start taking action. Like I am extremely concerned. I really am. And I'm not able to impress it upon you enough. But talking about separate classes, we're going to hop over to New Zealand, right outside of Australia. So the New Zealand Prime Minister has admitted to creating 2 separate classes in society, the vaccinated and the unvaccinated. You guys, wake up. This is bad. This is what they do before they start segmenting people and carting them away to camps like they're doing in Australia. And then you just never hear from your friends and your family again. This is like what they're doing to the Uyghurs in China, the Uyghur, whatever the hell you call the Muslims in northern China. Okay. Um, and what they're doing to the what the hell do you call them? Um, Jesus, what are the dancing people? They come here every year, to do the little Chinese ballet thingy.
Oh, the ones who put the posters up
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah. What's that called? The
Oh,
Fallen Dafa people. I
there you
forget what
go.
their event is called that they do. The Fallen Dafa people. Actually, I studied Fallen Dafa for a little bit before I knew anything about what was going on with their people over in China. It's actually a really, really serious practice, and it's really good for everybody. I'd promote everybody to go look into it. It's a little spiritually, but it's really health based and being about being good spirited and lighthearted and stuff like it's and the practices come from Tai Chi and come from the Shaolin ministry monastery. So check it out. It's worthwhile. And the exercises just make you feel so good. Um, but yeah, what they're doing to them over there, just separating them in camp, forcing organ harvesting and stuff like that, bro. Like, I don't want to go to a camp. I don't want my organs taken. I don't want to not be able to see my friends' family and be able to run my businesses. Like, I don't want any of this. Like, I'm American. Like, we're supposed to have our liberties and our freedoms. You guys, we got to stand up or everything will be lost. People are out here in New York State mad at Kyle Rittenhouse talking about, oh, Black Lives Matter when he shot 3 white people in Wisconsin. I don't know anything about Wisconsin. I think I know 2 things about Wisconsin. I think they got cheese and I think they got the Green Bay Packers, and I'm not even sure the Green Bay Packers are there. That's it. If Wisconsin fell off the map tomorrow, no offense to Wisconsin, I wouldn't notice. You guys, our rights, liberties, and freedoms in New York State and the rest of the country are far more important than anything that's going on the TV. The people getting hit by the car, again, in fucking Wisconsin. What the hell's going on in Wisconsin? Okay? That's not important. Okay, it is important. Poor families, poor dead people, sadness, okay? For real. But I'm not able to be as sad about that when they're about to cart my friends, my family, and my other countrymen off to do Lord knows what type of experiments and horrible things that they will surely do to people once they start putting them in camps. Now, there is a bill right now, okay, in the assembly. If you follow my website, or not my website, which I should start putting some stuff on my website, but if you follow my Facebook, Marcus C. Williams, that's my political Facebook. My personal Facebook is Marcus Williams. I put more serious stuff on my personal one than I do on my political one, because I don't want to say too terribly much on my political one, but all of my stuff is pretty much public on my personal one. But I posted a whole bunch of bills in the New York State Assembly right now that are absolutely terrifying. Okay, so you need to go check them out. Marcus C. Williams on Facebook. You'll find me. It's extremely concerning and alarming, you guys. We have to stand up. There are bills in the New York State Assembly to do what they're doing in Australia right now. Okay? Snatch people out of their house and take them to camps. When you heard the other month that they're hiring people for camps in Washington and stuff like this shit is real. When you heard that they're moving machinery and troops and building materials into New York State in the beginning of the year, that shit is real. This shit is real. When you heard that they're building camps outside of the cities, this is real. This is really happening. I need you guys to wake up. For real. This is really happening. We have to stand up for our country, our nation, our liberties, our rights, our freedoms, our Constitution before it's too late. Austin, do you mind if we go a couple moments over? I know you probably got to get out of here.
Yeah, do what you got to do.
Okay, so I was with some important people and stuff today, and I do go around important people frequently, but they talk about these things, but not as strongly enough as I'd like them to. Okay, like, this shit is real. People in power need to get up and stand the fuck up. Okay, this is a call to action for everybody that's in the assembly right now. This is a call to action for everybody that's in the legislature right now, okay, in Monroe County and on the state level, okay, that cares about America, that cares about our Constitution, that cares about our rights and liberties. You need to be screaming at the top of your lungs about this stuff right now. You need to be activating people. You need to get them out in the streets. You need to be on the floors making sure that we're standing up against this stuff, because once this stuff starts to go in, they're not going to let you stay there. You insane? They're coming for you next. I think that the thing that bothers me so much is people are not being active enough as they need to be. Okay, like I said, there are bills right now to put us in camps in New York State. I'm not going. I'm not fucking going, bro. Okay? Please don't put me in that position where I have to choose on whether I am doing whatever they want. And now here's the thing: the way that it's written up, the bill's written up, and I'll try to find it and talk about it next time specifically. I feel like it's A416 or 419, something like that, but don't quote me on that. The way it's written up is it says that anybody that may have, and I've spoken about it before, anybody that could have may have possibly come into contact with somebody that may be possibly considered to be somebody who is a threat to the public health. Okay, that's the way that it's written up. And they can cart you off to anywhere, and they can put you in there for 10 days without anybody knowing where you are and without you having to be able to be given a lawyer. Okay? Like, this is real legislation in the assembly. The scary shit there is that nothing that has hit the assembly floor in the last 10 years has been voted down. Where are our elected officials? I love you all. Please stand up. Kind of like the real Slim Shady, right?
Yeah, dude.
Dude,
Please stand up.
I gotta laugh to keep from crying. Like, for real, you guys. Like, this is the turmoil that I go through every day. Very concerned about this every day. Okay? Because if they try to make me go to the camp, no fucking way, bro. No way. No way. I'm not trying to deal with none of that. I don't want none. My life philosophy is I don't want none. No bullshit, no chicanery, and no tomfoolery. This is all of those things. I don't want none. I'm not with it. Please don't put me in that situation. Jesus. Where do we go, right? Like, I was talking to some people, some pretty important people, and they're like, I'm concerned about the way the country is going. I'm concerned that if things keep up this way, that we might, And I'm like, listen, you don't have to mix words, vowels, or anything with me. I know exactly what you're talking about. We may be going in that direction that you know what direction we might be going in as a country if this stuff starts to go down. Okay? And that's extremely alarming to me, because the truth is like Biden said, we might need, what did he say? We need F-16s and nukes. Is that what he said?
Oh, yeah.
He said, we might need that. Like, this shit is crazy, you guys. Like, they purged the military. Now they're trying to make up. I was reading an article in the news the other day. They were like, the National Guard has a history of corruption. So now they're trying to set up a purge for the National Guard too. The same way they're doing for the military right now. Get out all the Christians. Get out all the patriots. Get out all the real believers. Okay? Get out anybody with a conscience that cares about their fellow man. Okay? They are setting us up to fuck us up. Period. Wake up. Okay? Jesus, y'all. Come on now. I know I'm not the only one, and it's lots of other people too, but you guys are not being active. I don't see you in the streets. I try to motivate the people here to action, and it's difficult to motivate them in the city, even though outside of the city, they're more likely to be active. They're active in the schools. They're active in all types of stuff, but there's just so much stuff, so many different fronts that they've got us fighting on right now. It's very, very difficult. It's very, very difficult. Okay, so I need you guys to wake up, your friends, your family, your whoever is like-minded individual, wake up other people that are close to like-minded, tell them, let them know what the fuck is going on, because you know what's going on, you see what's coming. Okay. And that's not even to go back to the first thing that I was talking about, inflation, because the next thing that's going to happen is rationing. You guys, like, if you thought things were bad, and if you think I'm being alarmist, I need a fucking bell. Bing, bing, ding, ding. Okay? Because the alarm needs to be sound. Okay? The alarm should have been going off for people. Okay? If you're not waking up now and you're not taking action now, fuck your job, fuck your wife, fuck everything, fuck your life. It's all gone. It's all gone. Okay? Completely gone. Okay? You're not going to have anything left. Okay? It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what you feel. There will be nothing left if you do not stand up right now. Okay? Stand up. Okay? Shit, y'all. Come on now. I know y'all hear me out here. Praise be the Lord. Okay. You guys, we got to get ready to get out of here because Austin's got to get ready to take off. He's got stuff. He's been here all day. I thank Austin so much for everything that he does. I do want to let you guys know about one other thing that's going on in Ireland. Ireland has a work from home order. You can't go out in Ireland. You got to work from home. So that's something else out there that's going on. You guys, now is the time. Let me be frank and let me speak to you very, very well. We are American. We are the people and the citizens of America. If we don't stand up and fight for our rights, liberties, and freedoms, nobody is going to do it for us. Nobody is coming to save us. No great deity is coming down from the sky. No angels are coming for us. It's up to us to stand up. And if we stand up, we will have the Lord upon our side to help us fight and move forward. But we have to do what we need to do. We need to stand up. All the stories in the Bible tell you that it's up to you to pray, but also take action. And if you pray and take action, the Lord will help you to win and succeed. But you have to keep going no matter what, through the hard times, through the tough times, through everything which is coming. But we have to start now, because the later the hour becomes, the more difficult it is to start going. And the more we lose, the more ground we lose, the smaller place we have to make a stand. So it's time for us to make a stand right now. They're not trying to take away your guns and weapons for no reason. They haven't made a shortage on bullets for no reason and made bullets cost so much money. Buy more ammo, as Chad says. But we have to wake up and realize that all of this is part of a much bigger plan to screw us all over. And I know people are like, oh, but all of these things have been conspiracy things. I haven't told you one thing that hasn't come to pass. Okay. I don't want to be right about this. Okay. But there's nothing that I can see that would say otherwise. Okay. Call it what you want to, but this is a reality that we're living in right now. And I need you guys to get everybody that you know and start to get them motivated to get out and speak up, stand up. Okay, protest, do what they need, do whatever it is that they can do, that they're able to do. Everybody's so concerned about their job and making a living, but they're snatching people's jobs away every day. They just got rid of the religious exemptions in hospitals and stuff in New York State. Okay, even though there's a freeze on the federal level for vaccine mandates. So you guys have to wake up. You think that this is going to stop after you get a third booster? It's not. They're remasking people who are vaccinated. They just said that all of the people that are vaccinated can still spread it, can still catch it, and can still die from it. Okay. The director of the CDC lady herself said that we're not going to vaccinate or booster our way out of this. So what are we doing, you guys? Pay attention. Okay. This is all a play for power so that they can subjugate us. The masks, the isolation, all of these are tactics used for grooming people. Okay. Used for grooming them for slavery or for predatory sex stuff. Okay. You can go look it up in any type of psychology or how to break somebody or stuff like that. This is all common. Okay. We have to wake up and we have to stand up. But most importantly, we have to unite. They're trying to divide black and white, gay and straight, okay, and everybody else in between. Okay, we have to unite for all of our rights, liberties, and freedoms that we all care about. So, you guys, make sure that you stand up, speak up, and don't shut up. And make sure that you take action. Be blessed and be well.